to tonight's edition of Matt and the Maven. We are at the Continental Airlines Arena, Game 6 of this Eastern Conference semifinal. And Stan, we had a look there of you. You know, you had your hand to your ear. It looked like someone was calling you long distance. Might have been a former math teacher.
Listen, if this is the millennium of love, why always all over me? Why? Well, let's see if the Devils are all over the Leafs tonight. That's the big question.
Were you not going to respond to the math teacher call?
Oh, yeah. I was very bad in math, and as you saw, I missed by 5 years. Actually, Victory in Europe Day, VE Day, as I mentioned to Larry Robinson, was 55 years ago, anniversary today.
All right, now Scott Stevens has taken some matters into his own hands, both in the Florida series and here against Toronto. The captain has been leading by example. Now, we want to go back to '95. This hit maybe won the series against the Detroit Red Wings, and he let the Wings bench know that any one of them would be next. The hitting is continued. On Saturday, he made his presence felt. How important has that been to the Devils' success?
Well, it's very important because first, it's a difficult hit. Secondly, it's physically dominating. And third of all, there's nobody on Toronto who can quite do it that way. But it's funny, I asked Larry Robinson how effective this hit might be in terms of today. You know, how much has it hurt the Leafs? And he said the only ones it hurt are the two guys he hit at that time. It's not going to mean that much tonight.
You know, for all the Devils have done well in this series, it still is just a 3-2 lead. The Leafs are still there, but their coach, Pat Quinn, I think has drawn some attention to himself in a negative fashion. People are talking about the fact that he's a crybaby. He always seems to have something to say.
You're not kidding. You know, after I was hearing his last bit of whining, it reminded me of a classic line. Ernest Hemingway, the novelist, was boring some people, one of them being Dorothy Parker, and she said to him, you know, my foot just fell asleep, Ernest, do you mind if I join it? And that's how I feel when I hear Quinn, all his yelling. Enough already, Quinn, play hockey.
Well, he's not the only one. Saturday night, Dmitry Yushkevich said that 4-minute penalty that Jason Arnott drew might have been self-inflicted.
Himself, and the referee said no, he couldn't, but like I said, it's Stanley Cup on the line, you know, and but your 4 minutes penalty didn't too. So I don't know or what's wrong with the right, but
was he cut? Did he end up cut?
Well, he's bleeding from the mouth, so it's hard to say.
Right.
If he'd been cut or he cut himself, it's hard to say.
What is this? The WWF, the players cutting themselves on purpose? What is he talking about?
You know, if I was in that room, I would have said, Dimitri, that's why H.J. Heinz invented ketchup. I mean, give me a break. How do you make blood, right? But, you know, the Leafs, they're grabbing. But I got to tell you this. Anybody who thinks that they're dead is nuts, because we saw what happened 2 games ago. It could happen again. And obviously, if the Devils aren't, everybody isn't up on his game, it could happen tonight.
Well, you know, that's the point about the fact that this is a 1-game lead for the Devils. Everyone was talking after their big win in the first game here that it's going to be over soon, and the Leafs came back in game 4 and won. So if the Devils come out with a bad attitude, as Larry Robinson said, plays another bad first period, if the Devils do that, could be some trouble.
Well, right yesterday he was telling Peter Sikora by the chalkboard, you better shoot.
Shoot the puck, put the puck on net, and try to score some goals. After this timeout, it's off to Deb Coffin. She's at the sports desk.